How do you decide what your money should be invested in? You've got stocks, you've got bonds, cash, and the world of alternatives, each with different risk return profiles. So, what's the right mix? I'm Mike Zarelli, certified financial planner. This is Money Matters with FSA. Today, we're going to walk through an investment framework to assign your money different jobs, and then from there, decide how much risk you can be taking with that bucket of money. Let's dive right in. You can see here, I've got my investment buckets. There's 3 different buckets with a different job or goal, and then a different investment strategy or amount of risk that it can take. Bucket number 1, this is going to be your safety bucket. And you can probably already guess what this job is. Its job is to handle emergencies. So this is kind of your E fund, emergency fund. And with that, because you never know when an emergency is going to come, you never know when you need to tap into this bucket, this is going to be low risk. You do not want to take, for example, stock market risk in this bucket. You don't want to sell things when they're down. So you're going to have low risk and, decent return. I would say low risk, low return. Right now in this bucket, you could earn about 4%. Now rates may be coming down. 2 to 4% is fine in this bucket. That's accomplishing its job. Its job is to be there when someone loses their job. Maybe there's a car repair or you need to go to the emergency room. That bill that's coming, it's covered. It's coming from this safety bucket. Next up, we have bucket number 2, which I call the flex fund. And the reason it's called the flex fund is this is going to give you flexibility. It's really set up for medium to long-term goals. So maybe this is the 5 to 10 year goals. This could be, I want to retire early and I need a bucket that I can pull from before 59 and a half. Or I want to buy a second property eventually, or a rental property, and I want to start building up some assets now to purchase that in 7 years. This is a great bucket to handle those goals. So with that, you got 5 to 10 years before you need this money, so you can take more risk. Maybe it is for the more risk averse, a medium amount of risk, or for those that are more optimistic, you can take high risk. So medium to high risk here because you have that 5 to 10 year time horizon. So that means you can be more aggressive or have a more aggressive allocation. Maybe there's more stocks or real estate, alternatives. There might be some bonds in this portfolio, but there's going to be a little less cash than you would have in the safety bucket. Finally, we have the third bucket, and this is what I call the wealth vault. And it has one job and one job only, and that is to build your wealth over the long term. This is going to be 10, 20, 30 years. Anything over 10 years is going to have a long time horizon, meaning you can take a lot more risk because it can stomach the ebbs and the flows, the ups and downs of the stock market. So we can put high risk here, and that means there's going to be a lot more of those stock and real estate and maybe some cryptocurrency in there if you're into that, or other alternatives, private equity, so on and so forth in that wealth vault. Now, what I love about this framework is that it is totally customizable based on your situation. So I'm going to move this down a little bit. So we're going to have 2 scenarios. One is going to be a retiree. So they've got 2 million. How are we going to break this up? Well, often we'll see with retirees, they need a bigger chunk in that safety bucket. They don't have any paychecks coming in. They don't want to have a lot of risk because they don't have the time horizon that maybe somebody in their 40s would. So of this $2 million portfolio, maybe 10%, maybe 200,000 is going to be in this safety bucket. Very low risk, decent return, but it's going to be their bedrock or their safety net to fund their retirement. So that's where they're pulling from or recreating that paycheck from. And of course, this could be higher or lower depending on each retiree. Then you have the flex fund. So they need to be able to fund the next 5 to 10 years of their retirement. Of that $2 million portfolio, that could be the bulk of the money. If they're in their 70s, yeah, absolutely. This could be $1 million in this flex bucket. And the reason a retiree would have a bigger amount in this flex bucket is that over time, you're going to need to refill from this flex bucket into that safety bucket as it gets used to fund their retirement. And then finally, the remainder can be in that wealth vault. And in this scenario, that would be 800,000. And so they could be a little more aggressive. Maybe they don't think they will use the money. And really, this is earmarked as their kid's inheritance. Yeah, they could be a little more aggressive with that bucket. Now, let's draw a line here. And then let's talk about maybe a dual income 40-year-old couple. Maybe they have some kids. And let's just say for easy numbers, they have a $500,000 portfolio. Well, for them, for that safety bucket, let's say they spend $100,000 a year. 3 to 6 months is kind of that emergency fund rule of thumb. So maybe they say, yeah, let's have 50,000. That's going to be a really healthy emergency fund for them and their family. So that's 50,000 of the bucket there. Then for the flex fund, maybe they don't have a lot of medium-term goals. They want to keep that funded because they don't know. Maybe they're not sure if they want to retire or not, retire early or not. So this could be 100,000. And then the remaining portfolio, 400,000, would be in this wealth vault side. And so what you can see from the difference is the 40-year-olds have a longer time horizon, so they want to put more of their dollars or a larger percentage of their money in that long-term bucket, the 10 plus years. So you can see 400,000, that's over here in this wealth vault, whereas the bulk of the retirees' money is in this flex fund, taking medium to high risk, getting decent returns, and then being used to refill that safety bucket over time. So again, this is just an easy framework to help you understand or assign jobs to your different buckets of money, and from there decide what investment strategy makes sense. This is totally customizable depending on your situation, health characteristics, your goals, things you want to accomplish in life. But it's a great way to get started, to kind of simplify things, and then from there, make more complex decisions on how to invest the money, how to balance the stock, bonds, cash alternatives, and so on and so forth. If this is something you think would be really helpful in setting up a strategy for your portfolio, we are FSA Wealth Partners. We partner with our clients to help them avoid nasty money mistakes, make smart money decisions, and enjoy more of their wealth today and tomorrow. Mike Zarelli, Certified Financial Planner. Like, comment, and share, and I'll catch you in the next video.